Hey guys, and welcome into another Machine Heads interview. You might notice that we're in kind of an unusual space here. We're actually in a suite inside SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and our guest today, we're really excited, is Richard Fox-Marrs. Richard, you are the President and CEO of JCB North America. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it, man.
Great to be here. Really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
So, Richard, typically whenever we speak or we get to meet up with anybody with our friends at JCB, it's typically on a job site or in Savannah or something like that. But we're here at the Monster Jam World Finals in Los Angeles. So let's start off by just kind of explaining why we're here and what you guys have got going on with this awesome event. And you also have a truck competing in this event as well. Tell us about that.
We do, yeah. This is a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a little different. We do have a truck. So we have a truck called Digatron, driven by a guy called Tristan England from Paris, Texas.
Cool.
And Monster Jam and the Digatron truck is all about giving JCB greater brand exposure at grassroots level all around the US. I think over 5 million people will see Monster Jam this year, get the opportunity to see the JCB brand, see Digatron, and just spread a little bit of the brand and a little bit of fun about JCB.
There's like a big equipment aspect to this entire event. So tell us a little bit about, you mentioned kind of like the partnership making sense. Guys, there's like 60,000 people that are going to be here today to witness this event. It's really cool. We've already got some competition going right now. And JCB Digatron is actually doing really, really well up there. Just did like a wheelie backstand with the truck. But there's a lot of preparation that kind of goes into this that's perfect for an equipment manufacturer partnership like Monster Jam and you guys have. So tell us a little bit about that, why that's such a good partnership.
So there's a digger theme throughout the whole of Monster Jam, which is great for JCB. Our truck, Digatron, is based around JCB's iconic backhoe loader. So it's the kind of signature product for JCB in construction. The event requires a lot of dirt to set up the course, and so that's all done with JCB earth moving equipment, which is great. And on the day of the event, the recovery of the Monster Jam trucks, if they have spills and incidents, is all done by the dirt squad,
right?
Which is JCB product. So throughout the day, there is a consistent JCB theme throughout the event, which is really great.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually just saw that Gravedigger did one of those wheelies, fell over on its top, which everybody actually loves when they fall over, and a JCB telehandler came out, righted it, pretty snappy, and got back to going. On the equipment itself, things are going fantastic for you guys in the North American market. Our focus is really kind of on the compact equipment, a lot of which teleskids, telehandlers, skid steers, CTLs that you have running around this arena right now. But in the North American market, in particular, you guys announced a $265 million investment last year in a 720,000 square foot manufacturing facility in San Antonio, Texas. Yep. That's going to be the second facility for you guys, in addition to Savannah.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit, about the North America market, how that is going for you guys, why you kind of felt the need to expand into this second facility, and
So the North American market has been really, really strong for the last 5 years or so. And, when we look forward in terms of the projects that are out there and the scope for the market to continue to be strong, continue to grow, we feel really good about that.
Yeah.
There's significant investment in mega projects going on that we think will sustain the industry here in North America for years to come. JCB as a whole worldwide is doing well, and we're doing really well in North America. And we've got to a point where as a company we need to invest more in manufacturing capacity. We've run out of manufacturing capacity, we need more.
Okay.
So more capacity in the US market where our business has really, really grown. It just makes perfect sense to implant that additional JCB capacity for the group in the United States.
Yeah,
and that's what the project's
having
all about.
been in that Savannah facility before, it's actually incredible when you see kind of you're inside of it.
Yeah.
A facility that small can like serve the entire market. It's pretty great. In addition to the stuff that you're importing now.
Yeah.
So absolutely seeing the need for that extra space. In terms of if you had to kind of like look at a particular segment of the market, where are you guys kind of seeing the most demand right now?
In a number of areas, actually, the compact equipment sector remains very, very strong. There's been a growing trend with compact equipment over a number of years, and we only see that trend continuing. The telehandler piece of the market as well at the moment is also very, very strong.
Okay.
The aerial access piece of the market is very, very strong, driven by a lot of those mega projects that I mentioned earlier on. So really good fundamentals in the market.
Could you expand a little bit on kind of like some of the mega projects? From your like, what are some of the economic or industry impact? Obviously right now, high inflationary period going on. A lot of kind of it feels like for the last year and a half, a lot of kind of, okay, if interest rates go down, what does that mean? If they stay up, what does that mean? Is this the new normal? But you've got obviously that infrastructure bill that was signed a couple of years ago. What are some of those economic kind of like factors that are driving that growth for you guys?
Yeah, I think the without a doubt, the rising interest rate definitely puts pressure on the smaller construction projects.
Sure.
The people who want to break out into new jobs, interest rates are certainly going to be a factor, and we've seen some of that. With those mega projects, though, they are multi-year projects which typically gain state, if not federal, investment as well. So we've seen things like the CHIPS Act come into play, where I won't say the interest rate doesn't bear any meaning, but they're multi-year projects which really sort of go beyond interest rates, if you like. So it's a really strong thing for this construction market.
And so it kind of sounds like, if interest rates, hopefully the Fed starts to kind of cut things here in the next year at some point. Do you kind of see that giving you another kind of boost a little bit, or how?
I think so. I think that interest rates definitely will help with the smaller operators, smaller projects. But we've also got, we've not really talked about it, the infrastructure bill in the background as well, where there's a lot of opportunity for equipment there as well. And from my perspective, fundamentally, the market has been so strong over recent years, neither the equipment nor the labor has been there to sustain a lot of these infrastructure job projects. So I think it's almost a natural insurance policy for the US market that will mean that things will sustain well over the next few years.
Okay, so that infrastructure bill is kind of like your reason for confidence in that long-term growth. Okay.
Plus the mega projects.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, earlier this year at PAVEX, you guys entered the North American market, re-entered the North American market with the CT160 and CT260 compaction rollers. Can you tell us a little bit about that segment, why you guys felt like right now was the time to re-enter that segment? Yeah,
JCB's reinvested in that sector of the market, invested a lot in terms of product development. We've been selling those products in Europe and Asia for a number of years, and we just feel the time's right to come back into the US market. We've got a customer base who sees the value in the JCB brand, the parts and service availability, the product support availability in our dealers, and we just feel the opportunity is right to bring that product in to grow our business further.
How that segment, just like the paving segment, the road building segment in general, what are some of the things that you guys have to kind of take into mind? You mentioned that infrastructure bill. I'm sure it's kind of tied to that confidence. Yeah. But what are some of the differences that you guys really have to kind of make sure you're paying attention to compared to the rest of the types of equipment that you offer?
Specifically for the compaction?
Yes, yeah. Well, compaction, paving, that whole kind of road building segment.
I think there's a number of factors. One of the things that we see is there's a whole demand for the existing infrastructure to be repaired.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So whether that's potholes, and we have a great machine for that job, the Pothole Pro, whether it's reinstatement of asphalt, opportunity there, and then also new projects. So I think there's just a number of factors that will help us grow that business for us.
Absolutely, and re-entering that segment again, and the continued growth that you guys are seeing, even more reason for that expansion in that facility. Yeah. I do want to round things out here by talking alternative fuels. We recently did a piece, got to speak with some of your folks, and then did kind of like another piece looking at the 19C1E electric excavator. And like last year, we also got our first look at your hydrogen engine that you're working on. Right. So as things stand right now, JCB is continuing to explore these things as they become feasible, obviously. Right. But in terms of like electric versus hydrogen, is electric kind of seen? I've talked to some companies and they see electric more as almost like a midterm solution, but they're really hoping for that hydrogen to kind of work out. How would you kind of phrase the company's position? Are you continuing to explore both equally? Is the hydrogen a little bit more exciting for maybe the larger equipment? Right. Give us your kind of understanding of that.
So I think you're right. You're right on the money there. JCB was first in the market with an electric mini excavator, the 19 E-Tech. and that's proved out really well for our customers. But there becomes a kind of tipping point with electric, really, that we see, maybe around the sort of 3-4 metric tons in terms of size, where the power density that can come from electric really starts to become unfeasible.
Right.
So the power requirements above that sort of 3-4 ton size mean that electricity or electric isn't the answer. It would require a ridiculous amount of battery capacity on the machine to give the operator the 8-hour plus shift that they need every day for those machines. So I think there's going to be a tipping point, and in the future what you will see from JCB is both electric and hydrogen. And hydrogen has got a similar power density to diesel fuel. It's got similar characteristics in terms of the distribution of the fuel. Okay, it's got to be different in the way that it's done, but being able to bring that mobile fuel source to a site, where very often our machines are first on site, where there's no infrastructure electrically to power those units, means that there has to be things other than electric. And we feel really, really good about hydrogen. We're well down that road. We're in the phase of perfecting the design and getting the design robust to bring to market. And we see hydrogen as a really, really big part of the construction equipment and agricultural equipment future.
And for those kind of curious about it, you're not using fuel cell.
No, not.
So
no,
tell us about how the engine actually kind of works.
Yeah, so as you'd expect, we've studied all of that. Fuel cells are inherently very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And they don't like dust and they don't like vibration. So you think, all right, construction equipment, dust, vibration, that's not a good thing. We need something that will sustain those characteristics. So the JCB solution is all round an internal combustion unit.
Yeah.
But this time, rather than being fired on fossil fuels, it's fired on hydrogen.
Yeah.
And so for the whole supply chain, what it means is that we have a supply chain for crankshafts, engine blocks, cylinder heads, pistons, etc.
It's all there.
It's all there.
Right.
It needs development, of course. The fuel system needs to change. We're back to a spark plug, spark injection.
Right.
So clearly there's engineering and development required, but the supply chain is very, very similar to what we have today.
Right.
And of course we all know that an internal combustion engine is very robust.
Yes.
So all of those things about noise, heat, vibration, no problem at all.
Yes.
Our customers look at it and go, that's an internal combustion engine. It's different, but it's an internal combustion engine. Our dealers look at it and say, I can fix that.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of what I understand and know.
Exactly.
So we feel good that that's a great solution.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously can't put a timeline on this, but the fact that you guys are, even last year we're starting to demo some of that equipment and show it off in kind of working situations. I mean, are we pretty close? Do you guys feel kind of confident? Because I know, especially with hydrogen, it's gone in fits and starts where it's kind of, companies famously like Toyota really tried for years and years to get hydrogen to work.
Yeah.
Different application, obviously, but you guys feel pretty confident about the next 5 or 10 years?
For sure. For sure. Within that timescale, without a shadow of a doubt, I think that the technology solution in terms of the combustion unit is there. Okay. We're in that refinement stage now. That's there. There's now got to be an equal, if not greater amount of work going on in the infrastructure side in terms of the supply of fuel to the sites. So I think there's a little bit of catch-up going on there. Clearly a robust fuel solution has to be an integral part of this, but no, definitely in the timescale that you talked about, for sure, you're going to see hydrogen internal combustion engine units in the market.
Look, thinking about your customer base too, especially here in North America, obviously, alternative fuel adoption is one of those things that you see the need for. I think we all see the need for in terms of customer demand. How does that shake out? Because you guys have both agriculture and construction customers here in North America. How is that kind of shaking out in terms of the attitudes toward alternative fuels, be it electric or hydrogen?
I think you see it in both agriculture and construction. To be honest, on the construction side, it's probably the larger corporates who have an strong ESG agenda, who see the need to push their business in that direction. Will probably be the early adopters.
Sure.
And then we'll see the balance of the industry catch up over time. And the same goes for agriculture. I think it'll be the larger producers to start with an ESG agenda, and then there'll be some catch-up.
Okay, cool. Well, Richard, thank you so much again for taking some time out here at Monster Jam. We're gonna let you go and get back out there to check out some of this awesome competition. But thank you so much for joining us. It was great to see you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.